And they're like, oh, you live in Tokyo. Tokyo must be very expensive. It must be very, very expensive to live in Tokyo. See, they don't have a frickin' clue. They don't. They have no idea. Because, I mean, there's different factors to take into consideration. How you want to live, first of all, is optional. If you want to live in a place that the rent is $10,000 a month here, you can do that. And if you want to live in Los Angeles, where the rent is $15,000 a month, you can do that too. But you can live in a nice place here for $1,000 and be in a totally safe area. Try and do that in the States. You can live somewhere for $1,000 a month where somebody's not gonna rip your stuff off, you know. Okay, so that's one. Okay, the food is probably about a third more expensive, depending on what you're into. So generally about that. Gas is probably a quarter more or so. But the cars here get better mileage, so that compensates for it. All the cars here get better mileage than in the States, for the most part. And then, on that note, you can take a train to go everywhere in this country. Like when I was a full-time actor for 7 years, I could take a train to go to 90% of the shoots that I went on. I would just meet the agent, casting director, or my casting coach at the location at the train station, and then we might have a 10-minute ride on a bus to the studio. We might walk to the studio. It might be close enough to the train station. I want to do all my shopping and everything. I can do it by train. Now, when I was a full-time actor in Tokyo, my bill for my job for working every day as an actor for travel expenses, you know, was about $300 a month, other than stuff out of the country or different parts, but they paid for that travel. But generally, for the travel that I paid for in Tokyo, which they didn't cover, I paid for $300 a month for a full-time actor. Now, when I'm living in LA, and I'm a full-time actor there, I'll probably be paying a minimum of $1,500 a month. Then I have to worry about some idiot slamming into me, all these frickin' pricks honking at me everywhere I go. I have to worry about the maintenance on my car. You know, it's just, so, I mean, how do you compare that? You tack on that, you know, the $1,500 or $1,200 a month for your driving expenses as a full-time actor in Tokyo, compared to $300 as a full-time actor in Japan, right? Then the other thing is, in the States, you ain't got no medical, baby. You ain't got no medical. And that's the biggie. See, I can get a root canal and a crown, a gold crown. I even forget where it is. But you can see it. I can get all of that done here for a couple $100. Now, when I had my union job as a crane operator in the States with the co-pay, we're talking $500 for the same thing. Now, if you're saying without insurance, you're talking $1,100 or $1,200 in the States. So which is cheaper there? Okay, I start having heart palpitations. I go to the hospital, which actually happened here. I think I'm having a heart attack. Go in the emergency room, get an EKG, follow up with a physician, fully go through with me, ask me all the questions in English, a 99-point check or whatever. I get done with that procedure. I pay $100 when I'm done. I pay it there, and I'm finished. I don't have somebody calling me, bugging me for bills a month later and saying, well, we're charging this for this lab result, and we're charging that for that lab result, and the copay on this is such and such. You know, it's almost like you have to be an attorney just to deal with your own medical bills in the United States. It's just really out of hand. I haven't had to do that here. So you tell me which is more expensive. You tack that on. See, that's the big issue. I mean, you can break your leg. In the States, you're looking at probably 15, 20 grand. Here, you know, maybe a grand. Okay, and then the other thing is in the States you have medical, these people that work with these insurance companies and stuff, and they're like, oh, well, that person's got cancer. They're gonna die anyways. Why should we pay out $500,000 to try to save their life? We're just gonna let them die, you know. And they don't do that here. They don't do that to you. And another thing is they take care of their middle class. So the average person that is not rich, at least they have decent transportation, decent medical coverage. They live in a relatively safe environment where they don't have to get harassed or attacked, you know. And I mean, that's priceless. So what's more costly? I mean, look at the emotionally, as far as stress goes. Look at medically for your bills. Look at your transportation. And when gas goes to $10 a gallon in the U.S., which it will, you can mark my words on that. Yeah, we'll see who's better off then. So that's a little bit of a comparison. So when you think Tokyo is expensive, think about what I said, because I live here.